that we are officially live on YouTube. Cool. Let me get in my lock-in mode, man. Man, I feel like this is so this is the second official live trading session on YouTube. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me actually make sure I'm sharing my screen over here too while I'm at it. And also, but all right, so remember, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns throughout the video, well, throughout the live, just let me know. There is a little bit of a lag, so bear with me as I'm continuing. The more I get used to this, the more everything gonna get the flowing better. But since it's the second live though, bear with me. So feel free to drop any questions, comments, concerns y'all do have though in the live feed. If y'all coming from the student chat or if y'all coming from like the community chat, just drop them here on YouTube because I'm gonna read this faster than I actually would in the actual community chat. So let me actually throw that in there right now, actually. Boom. All right, let's get tonight started. Bet. So as y'all can see though, the market has already been making some moves. Every single NDC pair right at opening bell, right at, well, I ain't gonna say opening bell, right at when the market opened again, gapped for those sales. You can see here on US 30, this was one of the sales I called out in the sales chat on Friday. And here we are seeing the market. Actually, let me see how many pips is this. Now I'm actually looking at this like, sheesh, 8,000 pips. Shout out to the gap. Am I in this trade? No, I am not. I'm currently, the only trade I'm in still is this bad boy right here, Germany 40. Caught the sales in Germany 40, but I will indeed be looking for this same exact buy setup. Today, actually, honestly, now that I'm looking at this, for the most part, it should really be the same. If I can remember from where I had it at, I don't exactly remember the actual free sets I gave y'all last week on the live trading sessions, but I'm trying to think. Let me actually post this too while I'm at it. But I'm really trying to think. Did I call this trade out for y'all? Just in case I didn't, y'all got it here now, and I'm gonna actually walk you through it. So actually today, instead of going down the regular way how we usually do it, which is SPX, US 30, we're gonna actually work our way up. We're gonna start from Germany 40, and then we are gonna work our way up. And remember what I said last week too. I probably won't do it in this live session because I do have something to do after. But in the future, let me know in the comments if y'all want me to start like going over gold, because I will start going over the gold pair, and I might give y'all a couple more currency trades as well to focus on. But for right now, we are gonna get started over here on this. I can't believe everything starts selling off for real. Well, I can believe why the sales happen, but it's just the way that it gapped. That gap though, like sheesh. Post this. And let's get it cracking. But all right, Sean, let's get it. So officially, what are we seeing on the charts? What is the overall goal that we're focusing on? What is Abe's thought process? Before we even get into any of that, I want to make sure I let y'all know, disclaimer, this week in particular, it is NFP week. That is short for the non-farm payroll week, which means there's going to be a lot of news coming out this week. That could potentially make the market volatile or cause the market to slow up. Typically, in these past couple of NFPs, I've been noticing that the market has been acting a little bit more jankier than usual, a little bit less cleaner than usual. But I am anticipating some nice movements across the charts, only because last week was, I feel like, even though we caught like a lot of trades last week, I mean, I ain't really, let's see, how many trades I caught out? I think it was, last week I think I caught out 12 trades in total in the signal chat. I literally just looked at the results on the Wealthy Traders page. Oh no, I lied. I don't know why. It felt like it was 12 trades. I caught out 21 trades in total last week. But those 21 trades, it did feel like it was a little bit, I had to be more focused and more precise than usual just because of how choppy the market has been. But as we're looking at the charts now, as we're looking to get into NFP week, we have those ISM manufacturing PMI prices. We have those Joe's Job openings. We have those the ADP. the final services PMI. We have the GBP pair. Like for my people that trade the pound pair, all the currency, all the people that trade dots with me. Thursday is going to be one of those big days for, well, Wednesday and Thursday are going to be one of our big days for the dots pair. But when we're talking about what are the news, what are the big news in the market and the indices that make the market moves, these are our heavy hitters. And then times what we're seeing on the markets currently, the market took off a lovely buys last week. It was in a strong buy trend. And then the market came back to retest the previous zone structure that it broke out of. And now we're seeing a gap back to that previous 4-hour higher low setup. So I'm going to go ahead and add everything back that I just had. But you can see here to the left of the chart, this was one of the trades I caught off for you guys where we want to see a retest back to that zone. And after we got that retest back to that zone, we was going to look for the buys off of 21,263. And that's essentially what I'm going to be looking for today. So right now on the charts, we're seeing that the market gap, great, the sales. Typically, I'm going to give y'all a gem. Typically, what we usually see is the indices. For some reason, I've been in two sides of the markets where first way is we'll look for the gap, right? All right, it's a gap in the market. I'm gonna look for I'm gonna look to buy the close of the gap. And then what you're gonna find out is for some reason the gap doesn't come back to close, right? Instead, we might find that it might not close until the market might come all the way back to support down here. And then finally decide that it wants to push up back to the top of the zone, right? So don't try to rush the buys right now. Don't try to enter the buys right now because you're like, oh, I want to buy the gap right now. Wait until London session. Wait till it gets to around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And then that's when you're going to see like if the market is really ready to go for those buys again, or if it's actually going to continue to go for the sales and make its way back down here. And remember that same analysis as far as like the close of the gap, and that's going to apply to every single indice period that I'm about to go over today. Like every single one, when we're looking at where the gap is, we're going to be specific on when we actually enter for each different pair. But like I said, right now, we're focusing on Germany 40. So what we're seeing, this is the current higher low. This is the current main higher low in that 4-hour time frame. I'm on a 1 hour right now, but this is the main one on a 4-hour. Before this one, this was the last previous one. So if I'm looking at the charts for today, the furthest I can see this chart's going, the furthest I'm expecting if it decides to break this level is to around 20,900. If it doesn't break here, this is where I buy it. But hopefully, we don't even got to look that far on the charts, right? We don't even got to worry about it. And we're going to see that the market is going to bounce off of this higher low structure right here. And all we need to do is wait for it on the 15-minute time frame to actually push back above this little mini red zone that I have here on my chart. Now, why is this red zone important? Because this, like I said, even though this is the higher low structure, this was a higher low structure at one point as well. The market broke out this zone, closed back above this zone, and this was that main buy move that we saw took off 4,000 or 5,000 pips on Germany 40. Like, come on, man, not even US 30, but Germany 40. So the market typically like to repeat itself. History likes to repeat itself on the charts. The charts love price action, price stretcher. So we're gonna look for that same exact setup, right? To the left, to the right of the chart. So here we go. We're gonna be looking for the buys. If it break and close above 21,263 on the 15-minute time frame, great. I'm looking to take those buys. Actually, I think it's actually super volatile right now. That's gonna be perfect, bro. So stop loss, as you can see, is gonna be a little bit tighter than usual, 21,215. And then these are the different TP options of your choosing. Now, this is the last one I had placed originally because it was like, this was the previous resistance. In this case, so what we're looking at, this can end up being, this is still before we get to the full close of the gap. So the extra TPs I'm gonna give y'all, it stopped at 2,500, but the last two TPs I'm gonna give y'all is one for 3,500. And then there's gonna be another one for the 4 retests back to the top of the zone. And these are gonna be your bonus TPs if y'all choose to hold it that long. I know it's a lot of y'all that's like, hey, I don't really care to be a swing trader. I got you. If you don't really care to be a swing trader, great. Don't worry about swinging. Catch up to 100 pips and be in and out of the trade. Me, on the other hand, I do it all. So if I see the opportunity that's setting me up for full swing, I'm going to capitalize off of that, right? So this is the first official setup for Germany 40. Let me see how many pips this is, because I actually might give you a, I'm gonna download all these, and then if you're in the Signal chat watching this, I'm gonna send it to the Signal chat again. Last week I didn't send in the signal chat, but this week I'm gonna make sure I send in the signal chat. And then if you're watching this just live on YouTube, either you could take a picture of this, screenshot this, or just wait till the live over and you'll be able to watch this video all over again. Or you could take a step even further, mark your chart up to this exact analysis right now, and then you don't really got to worry about it. All right, so this is gonna be the buy setup. I am gonna give y'all a sell setup because this is what happened last week. I had got ready to give y'all a buy setup, and the market ended up selling off for the night, and then ended up buying during New York. So to plan for both sides, I'm gonna give y'all your sell opportunity now, so that way I don't gotta worry about it. And the best part about this is I used to do this. This was like a glitch for when I first started like really getting consistent with calling like winning trades. It was my glitch because it was like, all right, it stopped the like that FOMO, the fear of missing out. Like, I'm like, cool. If I'm giving out a buy setup and a sell setup, there's no reason, regardless, whichever direction the market is gonna go, we're gonna make money. That's all you gotta remember. Like, cool. So that way you're not like, dang, what if we go for the buys? That's going for 2,000 pips. We're not thinking about that because if we go for the sales, it's going for another 2,000. It's going for 1,200 pips. So that's the reason why, like, if y'all ever wonder, I don't know if people ever thought about like, hey, why you always call like both ways? Like, which way you think it's gonna go? It's like good practice to stop you from like kind of like being super biased. Yes, I have my moments where I'm being biased on the charts, just based off of like how the 4-hour or the day chart is looking. But I have to say, like, when it comes to when I'm in the moment where I feel like, you know what, I'm feeling a little antsy. I don't really know which way it's gonna go for in my own head. I'm thinking that way. Then it's like, okay, you know what? Don't overtrade it. Don't overthink it. If it break out the zone, I'm taking a trade. If it don't, I'm not touching it at all. Simple as that. All right, so what am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? All right, so this is I gave you the sell setup. I gave you the buy setup, my fault. This is the sell setup. So if it break the zone, so this that same higher low we talked about, right? If it continues to sell off for the entire night throughout London, we're gonna be looking to take profit over here. And then from there, we're also gonna be looking to this is gonna be our next buy entry area. I'm gonna save this buy setup for actually tomorrow New York session if it actually gets here. Hopefully it doesn't. And we have a simple night where we could just look for this higher low entry off of the buys and then take the buys back up to the upside. But if it do, just be ready tomorrow during New York, and I'll give you all that setup for that. So this is officially the first 2 trades for the day. Let's slide up 1 to US 30. And let's get right into it with this one. So, and actually, feel free, like I said, drop your questions if y'all got any. If y'all don't, all right, bet. And actually, now I think about it, I gotta make sure I start like telling y'all do this, but leave like a like on the live. Let's spam the likes, get people tuned into the live. This is like literally the only free day where I'm like every Sunday, you know what? I'm gonna give value to everybody in my YouTube community. And it's the same value that everybody get in my center chat. So literally, it's the one day they can get it. So the more people like, leave comments, and engage, the more get the algorithm push the page. All right, so this is pretty groovy, right? So this is pretty, I don't even know why I said groovy like that, but this is like one of my favorite type of situations I like to see. Because here, the same thing we saw on Germany 40, right? We have a higher low structure. This was the last main higher low before the US 30 took off for 10,000 pips, right? The next higher low structure is into down here. The next higher low structure from here is into right here. And then obviously, there should be no reason why I come all the way down here, but just so y'all can see this, and just if y'all need like practice looking at support, trying to understand like where are the different levels, this is like what I will be looking at. These are all my different key areas that I'll be paying attention to on the charts. There's no reason it should come back here though. So the furthest I will be looking for US 30 if it was to break this zone will be this next higher low structure right here. Now, since we're nowhere near these levels, let's focus on the task at hand. So here we are, previous higher low structure. I'm going to actually drag my zone up a little bit more. And I'm going to do it based off of these 2 candlesticks right here. So this was like the last candlestick that finally gave us like where's our lowest point and where's our highest point at the time. So typically when I'm drawing my zone, and I'm trying to look for like what is my next sniper buy entry that I'm looking for, that's all I'm waiting for. So I'm not buying right now. I could if I really felt like being like, oh, it's really about to go for the buys. And like I said, old Abe will have. New Abe understands that it's like a probability. What is the probability? How accurate is my strategy to know, like, okay, if I enter this buy, how many chances out of 10 will it not hit my stop loss and just go take off for the buy just because I wanted to? Versus I could have just been patient and just been disciplined, just like let you come out the zone first, and then I'll take the buy. I'm more comfortable. I have a more winning record if I wait for the breakout of this zone, especially when we're talking about like Sunday. Because like I said, there's been times I have been caught, even with my large account, it don't matter. Right, I'm in drawdown, but obviously, I can enter another position, but it don't matter. If I'd have been patient, I wouldn't have been worried about it. There have been times where, cool, I might think it's buying. It might even push back up to the top of the zone. And then London session, this is what you see. The market come all the way back to this net zone. Unnecessary drawdown. Well, I would have been out by then, but unnecessary drawdown. Market took off for 7,000 pips. Instead of taking buys right here, I could have took sales. And this is a whole 6,000 pips. I could have been in for the swing. Right. So to make sure y'all don't do that same problem, had that same problem in the past. That's the reason why I'm y'all mentor. Stop y'all from doing the same mistakes I've done, because I've been everything that y'all probably thinking of doing, I've been there. I've done the same thing. Like every trader day near got the same experience because we all suffer for that one problem, greed. And if we don't suffer from greed, you suffer from being disciplined and staying disciplined on your analysis. So definitely rambling. Focus on the trade of the day. Break out the zone, we're taking buys here. I'm going to give y'all my standard 2,500 pip move. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all 2,500 pip move. And then the furthest I'm gonna give y'all today is 3,500 pips. And I'm gonna tell y'all why at the end. So this is gonna be the first official US 30 trade idea for the week. Let me go ahead and drag this up a little bit. And then let me make sure. Cool. Nobody got questions. Perfect. I kind of want to do like I wouldn't mind doing like a training on here one day, one of these Sundays. Let me know if y'all be interested in that. Some form of a training. That'd be pretty cool. I might just move that on. All right, so that's 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, and then 2,500. And I said the last CP I said I was gonna give y'all was 3,500, if I'm not mistaken. And let me change these to black. So these are all the different TP options that we are choosing that you could choose. And then this area right here, it's gonna be two areas I'm gonna give you actually. So this area right here is gonna be a retest area, and then this area as well. So the reason why I didn't give y'all like the full swing, if you choose to hold the passive swing, great. If you're on the center shot, I'm gonna update y'all anyway in the center shot. But if you're watching strictly from YouTube, you're not in the center shot or academy. If you choose to hold, great. But also keep in mind, these orange lines represents areas in the past where they were like lower highs or resistance areas. You can look to the left here. I drag this over here once upon a time. This was a resistance zone that started the sales for this pullback here. So as the market comes back to this stretcher, let's say we got our TP smack and we're at 2,500 pips. As it starts to come back in this range, and if you want, you can draw a zone right here as well. But as the market starts to come back inside this bubble, right? Don't be surprised if you start seeing US 30 sell off quick, right? Don't be surprised if you start seeing some type of pullback or some type of consolidation right in this area, because like I said, it's retesting the previous zone that it just broke out of, right? This is the official close of the gap, right? So, damn, I just thought about something. So this is gonna be the official. This is gonna be the first move I'm gonna give y'all, and then I'm gonna break down this analysis somewhere. So I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna actually call out what I'm gonna anticipate happening on the charts. Also, this is not the stop loss. My stop loss is steep. That is a 3,000 pip stop loss. I had to realize that. I'm glad I caught that. Slide this up. 500 pip stop loss for 564 to be exact. Risking 560 pips to potentially go for the full 3,500. All right, so that's official. US 30 A trade, snap by A. But that isn't all though. So I'm giving you that's the first setup. Send a chat later on this week. If it makes its way above the zone, same thing. We can look for the buys once it closes back above the zone. And then it's the same thing here. If I'm holding this trade and I'm looking at US30, and I'm looking to see where it's going, even if it starts consolidating, this is the next setup I'm gonna give y'all. Even if it starts to consolidate off of this, don't close the buys until it break below here. If the trade never breaks below this zone and close, you are okay to hold. It is creating a higher low, and you can look to hold your position for the breakout up here, back to this upside. That is how I decide when I hold my swing trades versus when I decide to take profit. Unless I'm really just scalping for the day. And my version of scalping now is more so, the typical scalp is I'm in a trade. People say scalping is like 5 to 10 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. Like quick breakout moves, you're in and out. Like something like this. Boom, this breakout right here, I'm out of the trade, something like that. But for me, it's like, well, technically this is probably 1,200 pips. Yeah, it is 1,200 pips. My scalping is more so I'm in and out of the charts, 1,200 pips. I catch 1,200 pips, boom, T.4 smash, I'm out the trade. I'm catching the sales, 1,200 pips on the sales. Oh, it's a pullback, I'm entering again for the buys, catch another 1,200 pips. Now I'm up 3,600 pips on the day, right? So same scenario here though. So this is option one. If it doesn't break below here, you hold your buys, you look for the breakout, look for the continuation. If the market does break out of the zone, right? So if it does decide to break, now it's coming back to that lower high standpoint. Like I said, we look to the left of the charts to show us the future data. It comes here. It shows in the past that it came down to this price and started selling off. So what do you think Abe is going to call for y'all? We're going to be looking for the sales once the market comes back outside the zone. And I'm not necessarily saying this is going to be a start of a full swing, but this is going to be a nice 1,200 pip move that you can catch before the market's probably try to decide to do its next continuation for the buys. Or you never know, like a trade that go for 1,200 pips can end up being a move that go for 3,000, right? It just always depends on how the news release, how the momentum is looking on the day, and just on kind of like, it's like basically the technical analysis part of it of how is the market actually setting us up, right? So that's really a gem within itself. Like trade what you see. Everybody always say that, but that's like a really overrated, underrated comment. Like trade what you see, not what you feel. And if you feel like you seeing what you need to see, go to the higher time frame just to make you be even more patient. And I'm not gonna say that again because that's gonna be like a tongue twister I feel like for myself. So I'm gonna let y'all rock with that statement. I'm gonna have to rewind that back because I can already tell. Like, am I here right now saying that again? You know, if you feel like you're trading what you're seeing, or you feel like your analysis is spot on with what you're trading, what you're seeing, go to the higher time frame just to make sure. Unless you've done, I love back testing and you really know your pair like the back of your hand, right? That's when we talk about that. But all right, so this is gonna be my official sales setup. So we had our beautiful buys. Once it decides to break out the zone, we in the trade. I'm in the chat. I'm posting on Instagram, I'm posting on YouTube. Oh my gosh, we caught 3,500 pips on the charts. Da 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 da. Right? Great, wonderful. Catch our 3,500 pips. We take profit. We hop in the sales. The sales go TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4. As it gets to TP4, once again, if the market fails to close back below here, if the market starts to slow down and consolidate, start anticipating this to be a higher low and get out of this trade. It's no good in trying to hold a swing if you're not really confident that it's about to reverse and continue for the uptrend. All right. And even if you are confident, if you're confident you want to hold, just move your trailing stop loss to TP1, move your trailing stop loss to TP2, whatever it is your choice you're choosing. Right. So that's officially the only two setups I'm giving y'all for US30. I'm not gonna call a trade for a breakout down here. I'm gonna if you're doing it, taking off tonight like this, in a single shot, I'll probably give y'all like a scalper sell back down to the zone level. But what I'm expecting to happen is maybe consolidate for the next couple hours, push down a little bit, and then make his way back up to that top of the zone. So I'm gonna leave you with this with US30. Let me actually re-download that. And then we're gonna go up and slide up to NAS 100. So NAS, you can kind of see what this is looking like on my fibs. It's sitting on my 78 all I would technically really want to see for myself is that close above my 61, and then I'll be looking for the buys. But let's break it down even further. This trade in particular is one of those trades where this is like my discipline mode kicking in. I'm very patient when it comes to NAS 100 because NAS 100 is going to either make or hurt your feelings. So once again, like you saw in your study, how I drew my zone from the top of the candlestick versus the close of the candlestick, and it can be the wick or it can be the body. The choice is yours. For me, like I said, I am not buying this pair until it comes back above the zone. So this is really my buy option number one. But my preferred entry is, because remember how I talked to you guys earlier, we talked about what happens when the market starts to act like it's going for the buys, because it can do one of these two. It can fake out for the buy. If it doesn't close, it's going to break out and then come right back in and then dump. This is what I've learned with NAS 100. That dump for sure can happen on the charts. So my preferred entry, even though it can break out the zone, and I probably, if I had to take the breakout of the zone, I will, but my preferred entry would actually be off of this support structure down here. This would be my preference. And as you can see, like in the past, was this the last Monday? Yeah, last Monday, we saw in the past, like the market pushed down. It wicked in this area because you can see this was really like the main previous lowest low at the time. This was like the last support structure, right? And then it closed back above. So same scenario is what I'm going to be looking for here. If it close, if it break under, great. If not, my preference is literally just to enter off of this. I actually wouldn't mind set the buy limit right here. I'm not going to that, but my preference would be full retest back to 2720. As the market starts to push up to 2800, this is when I take my buy. Right. And if you guys want, for my academy members watching this, use the 1 minute strategy on this. And that can get you like a pretty super sniper entry on this trade. And you can see, like, literally as we hit the retest here back inside the zone, we got a trade that could potentially go for 2,000 pips. Right. And that's not even counting if we take the main move, which would be this breakout of the zone here. But literally one trade, 2,000 pips, or one trade goes back again to close that gap officially for 5,000, or so on and so on. But we're going to take it one day at a time, one trade at a time. So we're going to focus on just me giving y'all my main entry that I'm going to look for. And then I'm going to give y'all the more, I don't want to say secure, but the more high probability one as well after it breaks out the zone. So for starters, full retest back to the zone. Market pushes off this support level. We get some bullish engulfing candlestick on our 15-minute or our 5-minute, or if you're in the academy, use the 1 minute strategy. And then we can go ahead and look to enter around 20,800. The stop loss, same as the other ones, is always around 500 pips. If you want a steeper stop loss, just set it back under this support level. But as the market starts to push up and actually do what it do, you will know based off of how the market is moving, how you want to adjust your stop loss. But the standard I always give y'all is 500 pips, just for like risk management purposes. That's the reason why. Usually it's just based off of how under like the previous support structure is, but just it's only Sunday. There's no reason to risk 1,200 pips, 1,500 pips on the move, and it's only Sunday. Let me actually let the market set up first, and then we could talk about having a steeper stop loss, right? So TP1, 375 pips. TP2, and then 670. TP3, 950. TP4, 1,200. TP5, 1,500. And then last but not least, TP6, 2,000. Boom. So this is going to be the first official trade. I'm not going to give you the swing trade yet. I'm just going to give y'all what is my Abe analysis, what I would look for. And also, an even bigger fun fact. So this is going to be the official trade I'm going to give y'all. And then shout out to y'all that's on the live right now because y'all going to know the real entry as well. If the market bounces off of this support and you're paying attention to it, the stop loss, that red line at 20,745 can be your buy entry as well. that would have been my like, if I'm on my buy limit mode, that's literally where I will be buying off of. Cool. Push down below, comes back above, stop loss. I enter one entry here. Take my second entry at 20,800. Both trades I hold to 21,000. Take profit. Or if I want to take profit on one position, I can do that too. And then let the other one ride out for the potential breakout. Your choice. Right. So make sure that's there. Move it the way. Actually, I'm gonna download that twice just to make sure. And then let's see. The second option, second trade. I was about to say, what am I thinking about? So first option, my main one that I will look for, anticipate some form of a breakout. And it can easily, even though I have it right here for the support, because this is the close of that candlestick, the market can easily decide to push all the way down here for all we know. But no matter what, once the market actually decides to close back above this price and pushes back to 20,800, this will be the official buy trade that y'all can look to take on the charts. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. Whoops, sorry about that. All right, so NAS 100, boom. Second official trade will be once it comes outside the zone, and I'm gonna move the entry up a little bit more just to make sure y'all don't get faked into the move, y'all don't set buy stops and get faked out or get wicked out. Let me say that, and so on and so on. So let the market push above the zone. Great. Let it push above the entry, of course. Let it retest the zone. And we're gonna see this. I'm telling you, literally by London session or New York, one of these moves are going to come into play. So breakout, retest, continuation. Or if it's London session and 9 times out of 10, it might just go with momentum for the whole night. So that's going to like, depending on how it's moving, you will know how to trade it based off of that standpoint. I'm assuming, let me see, that's actually, this is why we have the charts, right? Let's go back to last Monday and see how the markets took off. So this is Friday, boom. I went way too far, I'm tripping. Last Monday was the 26th, right? So yeah, you can see here. So the gap, same thing we talked about over here. It gapped on Friday to Sunday, and then the markets tanked for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure it's news. I can't remember what the news is at this moment. I'm drawing a blank. And then here got to retest back to the support. Then they started going for the buy. So this technically the buy move didn't. It sold out throughout London, and then the buy move finally came during New York. So that's why I was saying that earlier on Germany 40 about looking for the sales on that one, and then we'll buy. Coming back to New York. But tonight, we're going to see if it does the same thing or will it break out the zone. The same analysis goes. Once it break out the zone, y'all will already know how to trade this pair. Because I'm giving you how to set up now. And that's all you got to wait for. If you just say like, hey, I don't even want to trade tonight. I don't even want to look at it for the next couple of hours. Cool. Set a price alert. Whenever price hit, then you know when it's actually time to start actually being on the charts. Versus just constantly checking. And it's not even moving for real yet. Cool. Okay. All right, so this is gonna be officially trade idea number 2 for NAS 100. Boom. Voila. And I'm gonna go ahead and download that one. And then last but not least, sorry about that. Last but not least, we officially have the one and only SPS 500, one of my most, I think between, it's tied between this one and your site, but I feel like this is one of my most favorited trades to call in the chat, because literally the way I call out SPS trades I'm Daniel will go down in history. If I really showed y'all like how well we all see the results. If you in the sense y'all watching this, y'all see the results, how I do SPS. But like everybody can argue. Actually, I'm gonna post on Instagram. I'm gonna do a poll. Which pair do y'all think is my best pair that I trade? But like realistically, when it comes down to like when it's really time to call a trade out, and I'm like, you know what? Let me make somebody some money today. And I don't even want them stressing or nothing. That pair gonna be SPS. Yeah, as volatile as the other pairs, but with the right lot size, yes, it is. So, all right, so here you can see same exact scenario we talked about in the last one, literally everything, right? So, actually, this one I'm more comfortable giving you a set up on now. This one is way more cleaner. All right, so cool. So, 4 hour was, we're back on that higher low stretcher. Same thing we saw to the left of the chart, right? What's special about this is you see that this was a fake breakout here, and then it immediately took off for the buys, right? I love price action because like I'm gonna just draw this. I'm gonna draw where this wick was at. Boom, and then look to the right. The last time it came here last week, market came to that same exact price, took off for the buys. Let's slide over to the right again. Same thing, came to the same price. It's something about 59.20 that makes SPS get the acting weird, get the bouncing off of that stretcher. Don't want to break it, right? So we know for tonight, if it break below the stretcher, it's definitely coming back to this previous zone stretcher right here. But also, since the last 2 times it touched the stretcher, it didn't like this price, and it actually took off for buys, and it took off for, I think, 2,000 pips, I want to say. Close enough, 1,500 pips for SPS, right? So that's going to be the same exact simple setup I'm going to give you all over here to the right of the chart, right? So all we're going to look for is the breakout of this zone, same here to the left. This candlestick was the start of that bullish engulfing, so that price was around 59.60. So that's going to be that same exact price entry that we're going to look for tonight as well for our buys. Now, TP 1 through 4. Let me show you how simple and how easy it would be to smack TP 1 through 4. This is a solid 200 pip move. This is a solid 2K move, 200K move, 2 million move, 2 trillion move, $20 move for people that account isn't high. Like whatever your lot size, whatever your account is at, this is one of them. Like, see how simple that is? 200 pips, boom. You're getting out of the trade. Now, if you decide to hold this trade, I am gonna give y'all. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna download. Maybe I should start doing that in the chat. Like a day trade setup with TPs, and then also a swing trade entry. Maybe I won't. Let me stop. I'll be thinking, man. I'll be over here like, what else can I add to the chat that'd be fire? That's cool. So 59.85. I'm gonna give y'all 8 TPs. That's 400 pips. If you choose to hold it after that, great. If you're in the student chat, I'm gonna probably call another entry anyway this week anyway. But keep in mind, it is NLP week. So I actually, honestly, you know what? I'm gonna still give y'all the full trade, but since it is NLP week, I would rather y'all just secure your profit. I'm still gonna give y'all the swing trades. Just want people that's like, hey, I'm cool. I'm a swing trade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Probably stop at 6,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so 59, 65, 70, 75, 80. Not 81. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. The second I was really about to sit here and do all that. I need to actually go back and actually put the 0 on each one of these, but it's cool. So this is gonna be the first official trade that I'm looking for SPS this week. Like I said, if it does end up going longer for the swing, just move your trend to stop loss and profit. If you choose to hold it that long, it is NFP week, so keep that in mind. Keep throwing that disclaimer out so that way you are not caught in confusion when the market get to acting funny, when the market get to consolidating, when the market just get to taking off for no reason. Now, same sauce I was about to give you for Nas. I don't think I gave it to y'all because that Nas didn't look as clean. See how the wick and stuff right here? That one doesn't look as clean as SPS. If SPS break this, you can clearly see where that last candlestick took off from. So that's the only reason I'm giving y'all this setup. So for me, that sweet spot entry was 59.20. That was the main support. So what I want to see is 59.05. If SPS breaks and close under 59.05, your boy will be looking for this sales. And then we're going to be looking to swing it back to 58.60. But in the meantime, on that way back down, let me show y'all what the standard TP would be. TP1, TP2, TP3. I did TP4, TP5. So that's 250 pips. And then instead of me drawing all those lines again, like I just did with the boss, sorry about that. You have your TP1 through 5, 250 pips. And then that last bonus TP just sitting right at 450. That's equivalent to if I had to trade, if I gave y'all like 9 different TPs, right? So instead of me just giving y'all full 9, this is literally where I would look to hold SPS2. So I'm just going to give y'all that trade just in case. And then once again, why am I giving y'all the sales out just in case? Is because look what happened last week. We anticipated a gap for the buys last week to take buys here. The market just gapped and then continued to sell off for the entire night. So, and this entire night, I think it dropped for, not saying it's gonna happen again tonight, but it dropped for 1,100 pips. And I'm just giving you a calm 400 pip move. So if it break the zone, we're taking our sales. If it don't break the zone, great. We didn't want it to break the zone anyway. We're gonna take our buys after it closes back above 59.60. Sounds good? Sounds good. All right. Let's see. Let me make sure I download this one. All right, so that's officially the last trade idea for this week. I'm giving y'all. If you're on the Sitter Chat, like I said, y'all already know, still dropping trades out every single day. But as of right now, everything is still chilling. Germany 40 is looking nice. It is bouncing off that support. But yes, I am still waiting before I take my official buys on these, just to make sure. I'll wait till like London session, and then we could talk about actually getting into the buys, or are we looking for that sell move? But besides that, tonight should be pretty clean, bro. I'm excited to see like how this week end up playing out just in general, because like I said, and if the last couple of NFP weeks, it has been a little bit choppy. So I'm excited to see, are we gonna get these like sniper entries that we're seeing from Sunday? Like, is the market setting us up perfect for our nice moves? Or is it gonna be one of those weeks where it's like it's kind of choppy, it's kind of taking its time, it's not really trying to move? If that is the case though, I'm gonna double down on just really just focusing on Germany 40, as well as trading probably US 30, but just paying more attention to my levels and just trading like for the 1,200 pip marks. But besides that, I think I'm gonna leave out with that. I think I'm gonna leave out with that for right now. Pretty sure like I explained everything pretty well. So yeah, same thing. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know now. And then if not, we're about to get up out of here. This is pretty smooth. I gotta make sure I start keeping some water with me. I'll be over here yapping. If y'all good, just let me know in the chat, like drop like a 1 in the chat or something so I know. That's crazy, man. We officially 1 month down. 5 months left before the Sitter Chat is officially over with. 59-1 to end the month of January. Like that's tough. 59 winning trades, only one loss, 62,000 pips. That's tough. All right, so I gotta remember it's a little lag, so I'm over here trying to wait. I'm gonna give y'all like 30 more seconds. Let me know if anybody got any questions now. Speak now, forever hold that, or forever hold y'all peace. And then of course, if you're on the Sitter Chat, I'll catch y'all on the Sitter Chats a little bit later on tonight after I get ready to drop all these trades off for y'all. And then if not, if you just hear from YouTube, I'll catch y'all next week. But as of right now, I'm not seeing anything. So we better get ready to call it a night. Peace out.